Welcome to Granny Shift, and I'm Ryan.
And I'm Jason.
And this is minute 77 of the Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift.
Was it just me, or did that minute fly by?
It did. You had to tell me to stop because I didn't realize.
1 second over, and I was like, stop it!
Did you see that Instagram post? Was it a reel that I made, or just an Instagram post? Where I took like the audio from the first movie of Vince attacking Paul Walker.
Okay.
They're like, watch your back.
No.
You didn't see that?
No.
Oh man,
Was
it took
this
a lot
on
of time to
our
like make that work.
Fast and Furious?
Yeah, it was on Granny Shift.
Oh, no, man, I haven't. No,
All right.
I'll check it
I'll
out.
have to show you.
All right, show me.
But you know that audio I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The watch your back,
Yep.
where it's Vince and Paul having a fisticuffs.
Yeah, at the tuna place.
And then I did the same thing when DK walks up on Sean in like the drift lot.
Okay.
Anyways, so
Now
I
you
thought of it
do it
again
again.
during this scene.
Yeah.
But anyways, so they're on the subway, and they end up at Sean's dad's house,
Well, did you know that? We just see them on the street knocking on a door.
ringing a little buzzer.
Did you know it was Sean's dad's?
As soon as we got to this with like the slatted
Oh, yeah,
wood
that's a
door.
different door. So you're like, all right, where do we go? He's like, we'll go back to my dad's. Can you imagine his dad being like,
It was literally like the day before that Sean
he
walked out.
left, and now he's back with a girl?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you're right, Dad. Didn't work out. It was bad. I shouldn't have got messed up with them guys.
Yeah.
So.
She might be pregnant.
Yeah.
But it's
Oh,
not mine. It
we
was
don't-
not mine.
All right. So they're standing there, and you hear an engine revving.
Yeah.
And
Tires screeching.
yes.
They're waiting for someone to answer the door. They ring the doorbell. Nobody's answering. But they're at their dad's house. And then
They know, because they hear this headlights shining on them.
and it sounds like a VQ35.
Yeah, it's definitely 370Z. And there it is,
350Z.
the gray car of DK. And he gets
Takashi.
out, and Neela yells, Takashi.
This is
at
just
him.
like his face. It's always like angry, like he's like one-minded. Like, I'm going to do this, and he like
does.
walks with such purpose.
Oh. Yeah, so he yells at Neela to get in and walks up to Sean, but his gun's down, luckily, because Sean grabs him by the shirt right under the collar
Yeah.
and throws him back on his own car.
Yeah, it's
Very
kinda-
bold.
Yes.
And then I kind of enjoyed this as Sean just started punching him. And Sean, like, still being an idiot, didn't think about the gun that was in Takashi's hand.
Right.
Like, maybe you punch his hand and get the gun out of his hand or something.
No, that's not how
And
they do
Neela's
it in
standing there
Alabama.
watching it happen, not trying to get the gun.
Right.
So
Neela could have got
Takashi,
shot in the
Yeah.
while this happened.
the DK's like, oh, I'll lift my arm up. And he completely stops Sean by lifting one arm up.
Yeah.
And then Sean backs up and is like, oh, he stopped me. And all of a sudden,
We hear the gun like click, like while
like
he's
a
holding
cock.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Like just a normal
Caulk,
sounding
not
cock.
caulk.
Normal cock. Okay.
Cock.
So Sean
And
gets
we think
cocked
we
at.
right. And we assume that it's Takashi's gun.
But we hear a voice. I wouldn't do that if I were you. Because, okay, DK is pointing his gun at Sean's forehead. But we hear another voice that says, I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Right. And then
Camera
we get
zooms over to the side. Pans over to the side.
Yeah.
Who is it? None other than
Sean's dad.
Sean's padre. Who
Daddy
somehow
Boswell.
snuck out of his house without DK noticing.
Remember, it's a sliding door. He was probably letting
Quiet.
his escort out. He's like, oh, what's
Mm.
going on out here?
Yeah. And now he's got a gun to DK's head.
Remember that scene where Sean showed up and he had like a prostitute at his house?
Yeah.
How many? Do you think he regulars prostitution, or do you think it was like, I really need some company tonight. I hate to do this, but I'm gonna get a prostitute tonight. And
I
the
bet-
one time, it's like when you do one thing bad and your parents like find it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or do you think this is like finally like someone saw it?
Nah, I bet it's a regular thing for him.
Mm.
Like, he probably, every other week, he's like, because the girl kind of knew him a little bit.
You think so?
Nah, I don't know.
You got that kind of vibe from
I
her.
feel like if you do it once, you're not like, well, maybe. I do feel like you might hire a prostitute when you weren't thinking straight. And then when you're done, you're like, man, what? I'm never doing that again.
I paid money for that.
Yeah.
That was,
Regrets.
that was 80 seconds of my life I never get back. Right?
She makes good money.
Hourly.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So we got guns pointed at people's faces. Who do you think is going to give up?
DK's like, what'd I do? Neela's boots are really high. Her legs got to be sweating in those boots. They're like furry.
She's wearing a
boots.
furry jacket. I wonder what the temperature is, like the average temperature in Japan.
I feel like
Because
it's cooler than here.
everyone's wearing long sleeves and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Anyways.
Well, Neela's like, I'll solve this by telling him I'll go with him.
Right.
She says, okay.
I forgot how weird her voice is.
I'll go with you.
Yeah.
What's your best? Let me hear you say it.
Okay. I'll go with you.
That was
It's like
better.
a weird accent that like I can't do.
And Sean's like,
I'll go with you.
no, that's Sean. Sean says, Neela. And
What's
he's
your
like, what?
southern?
You'll go with her.
No,
But, like, what does
Neela.
DK think by, like, he's, like, basically kidnapping her at this point.
Right. Like he's like, I got the girl.
She's like,
she
you know
wants
what?
to
I
be with me.
did like you. I'll stay with you now. Or, like, for, like, I don't get it.
But that's like how the minute ends. Like we don't. It's just guns pointed at people,
Yeah.
and Neela, being the problem solver, says, "Oh, he just wants me."
Yeah.
Is that what he wants? He just wants Neela back.
I think he wants to win.
Mm.
Like, he doesn't, you know what I mean? I think that's what it's about.
It could be
And
anything.
having her back is almost like winning.
Like if Sean would have taken taken DK's like Tamagotchi.
There's like a giant fly. in
Oh
here.
yeah, I see it. I hear it buzzing around.
Yeah, it's loud. It's like,
But that's how the minute ends.
yeah.
And
Better get that fly swatter around.
anything. Don't
That's like one of those
squash it on my
poop
picture.
flies. It's like shiny. You know the flies that are like bluish and reflective?
Yeah,
Like,
that
that's
like
the kind you see on.
when you pop
that
up out of
guy.
the pool and it lands on your shoulder and just bites you.
No, that's a horsefly.
Oh,
This
that's
is
a
one that you
horsefly.
see when you're at like the dairy farm. It's just sitting on a big cow turd. Oh, like 30 of them.
Right,
Now it's in your house.
right.
Ew. All right, let's get that fly.
It
swatter.
lands on the cow turd and flies over and lands on your peanut butter and jelly you have in your hand.
Got him. Oh.
Whoa! Did you get him?
Yeah, I got him. I gotta go wash my hands now.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for minute 77.
Thanks for listening. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Jason.
And always remember,
Winning's winning.